Hello guys, this is Asharam and in this video I'll discuss the solution of problem Delicious Cake of Code Chef June Long Challenge 2020. So in this problem you're given a cake and it has n points on it in 2D plane, okay? And chef want to place a candle on this plane. So now cake is made up of non-negative number of layers and a layer is a simple convex polygon which is made using chef's sum of chef's endpoints, okay? And it is not required for every point to belong to some layer, and the layer must satisfy this condition, that is the candle must lie inside each layer, okay? And each of chef's endpoints that lies inside some layer must belong to some other layer, or it should be the candle point, and no layers may intersect or touch, and the layers may be chosen in such a way that deliciousness of cake is maximum possible, that is number of layer is maximum possible. So you have to answer q queries in which you are given the position of candle and you have to find the maximum deliciousness of the cake, okay? So let's try to understand what the problem statement is saying. So suppose that, so yeah, what's the correct position of candle? So you add endpoints like this, like this, like this, okay? So now you want to place the candle, let's say we want to place the candle here, and now you have to construct the layers such that the number of layers is maximum possible, and no layer should touch each other or intersect each other, and the candle must lie inside all the layers, that is this is one layer, it should lie inside this, then there should be another layer like this, because they are not with, they should not be intersecting each other, okay? So you can say that this will be like concentric circles like this, only only difference is that we have polygons, okay? And you have to find the maximum number of layers. Also there cannot be any free points here in this region, so if there is any free points here, then this is the wrong permutation of the layers, okay? So now in this you can directly make a bit, so in this example you can directly make a polygon like this here, and then our final polygon can look something like this, and then this. So you can see that the deliciousness of cake will be 2 in this case, because there are two layers, two polygons, and they both are concentric with the candle point, okay? So now you have to find the maximum deliciousness, that is maximum number of layers, and you're given some random point, okay? So now let's try to develop an intuition for this problem, how the solution should look like, okay? We'll discuss the solution and the algorithm used later on. So suppose that, so before moving to the real problem, let's try to answer this question: what is the maximum number of layers possible for any point? That is, we can take any point and we have to find the maximum number of layers. So let's try to, okay, so let's try to take some examples. So we'll have some points like this, and then let's try to have more points, some more points, and let's try to have some more points here. So now our goal is to maximize the number of layers. So first of all, so we would like to maximize the number of layers, so a greedy approach will tell us to use all the points, that is to use maximum of the points. So first of all what we'll do is we'll try to cover all these points in a single polygon, that is we like to construct a universal layer. So like this, so we construct a layer. So this is our first polygon. So now, yeah, so now this is our greedy approach, that is we are trying to cover all the points in a single polygon. Now there is no point in just making a layer like this, that is now we cannot use this point because this is not inside this. So this can affect our maximum number of layer thing. Okay, so yeah, so we are trying to take all the points in all the layers. Okay, yeah, so we are not wasting any points. So now we are left with these many points only. So we'll do similar thing for this. So we'll try to construct another layer. So we'll do like this. Nice. So again you can see that now we cannot leave, we are forced to not leave any points, because if we try to leave any point like this, so like this we try to construct a polygon like this, then this point is left. So you cannot use this point with these points because then the layers will intersect, and you cannot obviously use multiple points, that is multiple the same point in multiple layers. So this point will be alone and it will not be a part of any layer and our combination will be wrong, so we cannot do this. Okay, so now we have to our only choices to choose the maximum, to choose such that all the points are inside the polygon or on the polygon. We have to construct the polygon in such a way. Okay, now so in our third case, so you can see that in our third case we'll have a polygon like this. So now the candle should be placed inside this polygon so that it will have maximum deliciousness, that is 3. So that cake will have maximum deliciousness. Okay, now what if you want to say that I want to exclude this point, so you say that I don't want to have arrangement like this and I would like to use some points from this layer to make a some polygon like this. So you want to make a some polygon like this. So okay, roughly like this. Okay, so in that case you are excluding these polygons, sorry, these points, and you cannot use them now. Okay, and now your only choice is to make up. So now you are left with these 5 points, 1 2 3 4 and 5. So now your only choice is to make a polygon something like that looks like this. And so you can see that the deliciousness will be only 2. So you can try to gain the intuition that this is the maximum deliciousness, that you try to cover all the points first in a single polygon, then you again try to cover all the remaining points in a single polygon, and then you go on until you reach the, that is number of points become 0 or there are 2 points like this on the straight line. Okay, so you have to do it until then. So it will be the maximum deliciousness when the candle is placed in the center of all these polygons. Okay, inside all these polygons. So this is the case for maximum deliciousness for any point. So for any point, maximum number of layers for any point. Now what if the chef gave us a point such that the point is something, let's say here, point is here. So what to do now? So if the point is inside all these polygons, all on inside all these layers, then simply we can print 3. Then what if the point is here or some here or here? So you can see that if we try to divide this, so let's try to divide this section like this. So now what you are seeing is you have a point and you have something like this, some sort of thing like this. And similarly let's try to make a circle. So these are semicircles, so we have divided it. So now what are the maximum number of concentric? So here are some points and you can connect these circle with these points. So what is the maximum number of concentric circles you can get? So a circle will have its part on both of its sides, that is here and here. So maximum number of circle parts on this side is only 2. So that is, you can connect this with some point, it will get a circle, and you cannot get more than one circle using this. And similarly you will get another circle using this. So you can see that similarly here we'll get a polygon by using this. We will get a closed polygon by using this, something like this, and similarly we'll get up another polygon using this. And since here in this part the number of these subparts, I'm calling them subparts, so let's cancel it. So these are subparts. So number of subparts in this part is greater than 2. Okay, you can see that there are 3. So you can see that maximum number of polygons which encloses this point can be only 2. So now you can see that, okay, so let me erase this line now because we don't need it anymore. So you can see that we can connect. So this polygon is already constructed, this polygon is already constructed, but if we leave it here only, then the point will not be inside this polygon and this will violate our condition. So for this what we can do is we can reject, so we have to reject some points here. So we have to construct something like this, that is we construct a polygon here like this. So we have to erase this part. So we have to erase this part now, and there were 2 points here. Okay, so this is our first polygon. Then we try to construct another polygon like this. That is, now all these edges are gone. So this is not required, this is not, and then this is gone, and these edges are also not there. Okay, so now you are left with 4 points and you cannot use them in any manner to construct any other polygon. So you can see that what we did was we had something like this, we had some polygon layers. So these are some polygon layers, and if point is here, then the answer will be 1. That is, it is inside only one polygon layer. It is point, if point is here, then answer will be 2. If point is here, answer will be 3. If point is here, then answer will be 0. So what we have to do is just simply find these layers. So we are given a set of points, something like this. So we have to find all these layers, and we just have to find the position of the point inside these layers, and we can simply print the result then. So this is the finding of this layers is really a famous problem. So suppose that you are given these points and you want to make a polygon such that it encloses all the points, or some points lie on the polygon. Then this polygon is called the convex hull of this set of points. So convex hull is a pretty famous algorithm. You can use Gram's scan algorithm to find the convex hull. It will run in n log n, and there are some more algorithms in on square. Okay, so you can find convex hull using any of them. So what to do in this problem? So what you can do is you can simply run gram scan on all the points, you'll get first layer. Then you can run gram scan on remaining point. So I'll write it so that you can read it. I'm not discussing this algorithm in the solution. So you can run gram scan on remaining points. So you'll get second convex layer, second layer, and you can similarly do until you are left with no points. So these layers are also called convex layers or nested convex hull. So this is how you can find the layer. So it will take n square log n. So upper bound of this algorithm will be n square log n, because we are running it in on the point. So we are finding first, then second and third. So in worst case what can happen is there is a polygon like this, then there is another triangle, then there is another triangle. In that case upper bound will be n square log n. So there are many other algorithms to find the nested these convex layers in n log n time, or n log n square time, or n square time. So I'll mention the links for these algorithms. You can study them on your own. But for this problem the constraints are pretty simple and pretty small, and you can simply run this, and I think this will work. But I didn't see the constraints when I was solving the problem. That's why I used O n log n to construct these convex hulls. So you can also use this. I think it should work. Okay. Now suppose that we have found out the layers. Now how to find the points? How to find the position of the point, that where the point lie. So one simple thing you can do is you can just search. So you start from here, from this layer. So this polygon, so these are our n polygons. So what you do is you check for this polygon whether the point lies inside this polygon or outside this polygon. If it lies outside this polygon, then you can simply print 0. If it lies inside this polygon, then you'll check for this polygon whether the point lies inside or outside. If it lies outside, then you can print 1. Otherwise, if it lies inside, then you have to check for this polygon, that is this convex layer. So similarly you can do this. So I'll discuss the how to check for the point whether it is inside the polygon or not. So suppose that you are given a polygon. So let's discuss the complexity of this first. Okay. So you can check. Okay, let's discuss polygon time, the polygon checking before the point checking. Okay, points position. So suppose you are given a polygon like this, and you have to find the position of a point. So the point should lie. So suppose that we take this point. Okay, we are taking it randomly. So now there will be a triangle like this, then there will be another triangle, and there will be another triangle. So now your point should lie inside one of these triangle or on one of these blue edges. So we have just step 2. So we can just check whether point lies inside this triangle, inside this, inside this, inside this. If it doesn't lie inside in any of the triangle, then we can simply say that the point is outside the polygon. So our problem is just to check whether the point lies inside a triangle or not. So let's discuss how to check whether point lies inside a triangle or not. So suppose that you have a triangle. Okay, and there is one more thing, that is, if you have a triangle like this, this is our vector A, this is our vector B. Okay, then the area of this triangle is given by cross product of these vectors, modulus of cross product of these vector. Okay, so now if the point is inside it, so we will draw these edges. So we'll find the area of this triangle, we'll find the area of this triangle, we'll find the area of this triangle. So this should be equal to the area of triangle. Okay, so we are not using modulus here, note that. Okay, no. And if okay, we are using so modulus, that is area of this triangle plus sum of the area of 3 triangles is equal to area of the big triangle. And now suppose that the point is outside the triangle, that is point is something like here. So now we'll again join these. So now we'll find the area again. So we'll find the area like this, we'll find the area of this triangle, we'll find the area of this triangle, and then finally we'll find the area of this triangle. And then when we sum the area of these three triangle, it will not be equal to the area of this main triangle. So it means that point lies outside the triangle. So this, in this manner you can check for this. So you can see that if we do this for all the points, then it will take O number of points. So if we do this polygon checking for all the layers, then it will take O total points, that is O of n. So we can answer each query in O of n. So again, the constraints are pretty simple, and you can the sum of n cannot exceed 5000, sum of queries cannot exceed 2000. So total number of operations will be 10 to the power 7, which can pass in 1 second time if you are not doing any other much costly operation. Okay, so now again, I wasn't aware of the constraints, that's why what I did was I optimized this further. So what you can do is you can do binary search for this. So you'll check, so you have these in this first layer, this last layer. So first you check the middle, whether point is outside or inside that layer. If it is outside, then we'll check for middle and last, and we'll do it recursively using binary search. So this will take log layers time. And again, here also you can use binary search. In this you can find the whether point is inside the polygon or not in binary, in log n time, also log number of points also. So I'll discuss this binary search algorithm, this point positioning using binary search in other videos, and until then you can simply use this approach. Okay, and also in the when we use binary search, the will answer each query in log square n time. Okay, and this can further be optimized using this can be further be optimized to O log n time using I don't remember the topic. Okay, I don't remember the concept very well, so I'm not explaining that. So yeah, so that's it. So you can see the code. So there will be many other codes, I think, using this on query, or otherwise you can look at my code. What I've used this log square n time, and I've used this on log n algorithm for finding convex layer, and the algorithm is little complex. So I'll advise you to directly use gram scan algorithm, that is recursive gram scan, first on all the points, then on the remaining points, then all the remaining points, like so on. So if you want to, so yeah, so that's it guys for now. I'll mention the link for my code in description, and I can try to explain it. So I've taken this convex layer implementation from GitHub. I'll mention the link for that also in the description. So this is just the convex layer, okay, and these are my these are my functions, because the layers were not in the sorted order. That is, for a polygon you should have edges in the clockwise or anti-clockwise order, so that because operations are much easier in this manner. Okay, so this is my sort function for this, and then this is my point in triangle, and this is my the points in convex polygon, whether it is inside or not. So I've taken this point in convex polygon code from CP algorithms. I'll mention the link for that article. So yeah, so that's it guys for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.